The township of Scottdale was incorporated in 1874, to which it was named after then President of the Pennsylvania Railroad, Thomas Alexander Scott. Railroads, alongside the coal and coke industry, helped the newfound community flourish. By the beginning of the 20th century, there were 30,000 coke ovens in the area and hundreds of mining companies surrounding it. Depicted here are Pennsylvania Railroad employees standing in front of a train heading from Scottdale to the nearby town of Youngwood. This was in 1925. Parades became a staple of Scottdale around the 1940s, celebrating the likes of Memorial Day and Labor Day. This footage actually came from Roy Ernest, whose father attended a Memorial Day parade in 1947. Lots of different cars, bands, and comrades remembering heroes who served their country. Sports have always been a part of this community, and back in 1953, John Spisso, Woody Wishart, and other businessmen would create Scottdale's very own Little League. Its first 4 teams were sponsored by various auto dealers of the time. Not only that, but prior to 1954, the players wore t-shirts with their respective team names rather than uniforms. Once 1954 came around, the other games were moved to the former Scottdale High School's baseball field and later Garfield Street Park, the latter of which remains today under the town's Everson Bridge. Unfortunately, not all facets of Scottdale's history are pleasant, for in 1972, Hurricane Agnes, which is one of the costliest hurricanes to ever hit America, left a rough mark on the community. The aforementioned Roy Ernest has also recorded footage, shown here, of homes and businesses in a slew of flooding. This disaster would bring many to a standstill for some time. 2 years after the wrath of Hurricane Agnes, the community would exude a more positive light with its 1974 Yawk and Southmoreland Fall Football Parade, which showcased the local fire department, multiple bands, and those who are part of the school's homecoming courts. Today, Scottdale hosts a fall festival, aptly named the Scottdale Fall Festival, every third weekend of September, which has a parade very similar to this, alongside food booths, vendors, and other activities. Scottdale would establish a new public library in 2008, which resides on Spring Street and right next to the town's gazebo park. The library is one of the many public libraries southwestern Pennsylvania has to offer. 3 years after Southmoreland's old junior high was demolished, in which finding footage or even photos proved tricky, the school district's football stadium suffered horrible damage caused by a local stream in 2013. WTAE Pittsburgh addressed the former superintendent, John Molnar, and current athletic director, Charlie Swink, about the matter, to which they hoped to get the field repaired as soon as possible. Luckily, the field came back better than ever, and Ruscrum Field has become a home for community memories. While every single building block of Scottdale's history couldn't be covered here, in addition to the struggle of vintage footage being very rare to come by, the community has still provided some major highlights that reflect its perseverance and development over the years. If anybody is curious about this fascinating township, then perhaps it is a good idea to take a visit and get in touch with those whose roots are strong here. You'll be amazed by how many physical and traditional things remain prominent to this day in Scottdale, Pennsylvania.